What is up, guys? It's another interview here. I'm your host, Ephraim Lozada. This is Know Your Worth TV, and thank you for watching another episode. We have another amazing person, another nominee with the collaboration that we're doing here with the Content Creators Experience. Remember to go ahead and follow their page on Instagram, Content Creators EXP. You can also go to their website to find out more about their second annual Spotlight Award. If you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a vendor, you can also visit contentcreatorsexp.com. Just a really dope experience. I mean, we got fashion shows happening, we got people performing, we got some awards being presented. There's a 4-day event in reality where you're able to do so much of that 4 day. And these are one of the nominees here, llcoolblaze, also known, some of you guys may know him as Justin, but definitely his performer name is CoolBlaze. And I'm just an honor to be here, man. This guy's an international DJ, A&R, event curator, and he said there's so many more. So let's tap on that, man. What else do you get into?
Well, I mean, I, my life has been trying to trying to figure out different things in my business. I end up with different skills. So like it started off with me, I had a clothing line in high school, and I need a website, so I learned how to do web programming, learned how to do graphics. So I still do that sometimes. And then also on the event side, I have a company that we do like music festivals around the world. And then now, like my latest project that's taking up my time is I'm actually a venue operator here in Miami at this place called X. So it's been a pretty good run. It's been a good year so far.
Staying busy, man. Staying busy, huh?
Yeah, got to.
That's the game right there. So, which one did you do first? Was it DJing? Is that how you got really started into the game?
Yeah, so like my music career actually started off going into sixth grade. Um, my mom took me to a jazz concert, and it was Boney James performing the saxophone, and I was like, yeah, this is what I need to do with my life. Like, so going into middle school, I started playing saxophone. I played saxophone for like middle school through high school, and then the evolution of music for me was DJing. So I started DJing like in high school, like towards the end of high school, like doing like house parties and stuff like that. Then I went to college. So I kind of took a break from DJing, and I was more so on the promotion side. So
Mhm.
like I was promoting events. Back in the day when Coconut Grove was a thing in Miami. I was going at Oxygen, at Mansion, at South Beach. It started out with like the hey, say my name at the door to get in free, right? So now,
Okay.
getting free before 12. So now it's like I have my own events and do festivals and stuff like that. So
Dope, man. Cool. So letting people know that hey, you had to start somewhere. You had to start with that person, and I think we all know that person. If you clubbing, you know
yeah,
that
yeah,
person
yeah,
that's
yeah.
coming to you. Say, man, say my name at the door.
Nah, for
Um,
sure.
which is really funny. I actually got a question on that. So those type of people, when you say my name at the door, is it just kind of showing that you're able to put on your own events, or what is that really bringing when you're saying somebody's name at the door? I always had that question.
Yeah, I mean, so that was really like the way that they would track and see like how many people you're bringing, and like when I would do it, is like you get paid like per head, right? So it's like you have 20 people who say your name at the door, you get like $10 a person, or $5 a person, right? That was like the initial thing, the start of it. Where it's like okay, maybe you get 20 people, then you get a bottle for the night. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the entry level to promoting parties. It's like the people who it's like that's like to have the guest list. Those are like people that the main promoter would hire to bring in a different demographic or a different crowd,
Mm.
like an auxiliary crowd under the main promoter.
Okay. Always makes sense, man. I always wonder why someone always like, yo, just say my name. I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm just trying to go and have fun, bro. But
yeah.
okay,
It's
makes
like it's
makes
like
sense, huh?
it's almost like it's like that's like the street version of like an affiliate link.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
It's like
Affiliate
you
marketing been a thing.
exactly it's
Okay.
been a thing, right? So it's like use my promo code for a discount, right? Like this is the same. This is literally the same thing.
Copy. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, so you started DJing and let people know what kind of music do you love to actually play?
I mean, I love to play everything. Um, like I said, like my first introduction, like really into music was jazz. So like I have a very eclectic um, musical palette. But like I'm mostly known for like reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeat. That's music that takes me around the world. Soca music primarily. I produce. Um, a lot of soca music with pretty much all the major artists. So like the carnival scene and that whole soca world has like its own built-in tour schedule. So I'm pretty busy when it comes to that side of things. Yeah.
And you said we said international to begin with. You said it takes you all around the world. Name some of the places that you've been able to actually provide your talents to.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm based in Miami, so I play here often. And then like in the states, New York, LA, Vegas, Toronto. I DJed in London, all over the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Dominica, Antigua. My company just produced a festival in Antigua last month. Well, actually, I guess the beginning of this month was an actual festival for reggae.
Hmm.
It's called Reggae in the Park. So not only was that it was like I was a part of the team that produced the festival, but I also played on the show as well. That was a really big show with Ike, Jesse Royal, uh, projects, Protege. Then we had one of Bob Marley's granddaughter, Sasha Payne, on the cast as well. So like it's been
Beautiful.
cool.
Yeah.
It's been a really cool journey, and I get to see a lot of different places.
Dope, man.
Like
That's amazing. Yeah, to be able to do what you love, that passion that you have, and take it all around the world and collab with other like-minded people. I'm pretty sure it's an amazing thing. Now, you start off as DJ, you go into the direction of producing some shows now. Um, how did that come about? You just felt the need of wanting to do your own after seeing so many other people do it, or someone kind of brought you on to that? How did that come about?
right. Yeah, so like I said, like when I went into college, I kind of took a break from the DJing aspect, and I was more so on the promotional side. But what happened is when I decided I wanted to like full time be a DJ, people didn't really take me serious. They're like, oh, like this guy was like throwing parties. Like, what does he know about DJing, right? But I had the capacity to bring people to events. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do my own events because I was already doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I started a party called Good Vibes Miami, and then I used to do it once a month where my friends had a venue, a space. It was like a little smoke shop, like sort of like essence and stuff like that, incense and stuff like that. And she had like a little backyard, so I actually started Good Vibes back there. That's before Winwood was Winwood, and we used to do it once a month. We used to bring out like 50 to 100 people, and then she sold that place, and I ended up moving Good Vibes to Brick in Winwood. This was like 2016, and I started doing an every Wednesday party there. And what happened is it was like one of the only weekly Caribbean events in Winwood, and people started to know the vibes, and they would come weekly. And from that, I kind of built like my own following, right? And once people start seeing that you have your own following, then they want to book you for their events, so you can bring their
Yeah.
following to your events. So that was really the process behind that. It's like, all right, well, you're not taking me serious as a DJ. Well, I'm just going to do it myself, and 'cause I don't really need
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? I don't really
I
need
book my
you
own shows and I'm a DJ.
exactly, exactly. So
Dope.
that was kind of how that happened.
So how long did you say it took you to really build that, I would say, fan base, that group of people that show up every time that you perform somewhere? From the time
But
that you started DJing to physically saying, you know what, I'm gonna start doing my own venues because I know that I can bring the
yeah,
people.
I mean, so the cool thing is that like I grew up in Miami. I was born in Philadelphia, but I moved to Miami like in like kindergarten, right? So I
Mhm.
went to elementary, middle, high school, and college here. So it's like I have a network of people that most can't really compare to, right? Because like even I had a party, I had my birthday party. My birthday was May 8th. I had my birthday party on Cinco de Mayo, and there's people that showed up that I went to elementary school with.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That you still
And
don't talk to,
yeah,
but they showed up.
no, like we still keep in touch, right? Because of
Oh,
social
got it, got it,
media,
okay.
right? So it's cool. Like I've been able to build a network of people that just rock with me, right? Because like I've done so many different things, and it's just like my circle. I feel like it's been like my event, Good Vibes, is like, trust the vibes because the vibes don't lie. Like that's really like, it's not really like an event. It's really more so like a lifestyle, right? So
Mhm.
I feel like if you give off good energy, and you're supportive of people and you try to live just wholeheartedly, that just kind of comes back to you, right? So it's like even when I wasn't that great of a DJ, right? When I was still learning the ropes and still trying to figure things out, I had people that would still show up, right? Just because they rocked with Justin before they rocked with CoolBlaze.
Mm. And that's gonna lead me to my next question. I'm happy that you ended right there. So, Cool Blaze, how did the name even come about, man? Is it just your vibe? Is it because I'm talking to you? You're just so cool, calm, and collective right now. So, how did that name really come about?
All right, so it's funny. So, like my name's Justin, right? And when I was younger, I used to go to a barber shop with my dad, and every time I'd walk in, my barber would be like, "Yo, Just Blaze," right? Like the producer.
Yeah,
So, that was like from like when I was like 10, right? So when I started promoting and doing events, like, "Yo, say my name at the door," right? The name that I would say is Just Blaze, right? Because that was like my nickname
yeah,
that I got from my barber. So like my Twitter name, that's back when Twitter was a thing. My Twitter name was Just Blaze MIA, right? So one day I'm on Twitter, I'm talking to one of my friends, like a friend I actually know, like grew up with, right? And some random girl hops into the conversation and goes, "That's not Just Blaze. That's an imposter. That's not the real Just Blaze." Blah blah. I'm like, who are you? I was like, yo, my friend's like, yo, get out of the conversation. But then like,
hating,
yeah,
hating.
but then the girl acts the real producer, Just Blaze. Then he hops in the conversation. I'm like, bro, like, I'm like 21. You're a grown man. Like, why are you trying to start Twitter beef? Like, if anything, like,
No
you,
way.
you take it as like a, no, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well, I think it's time to switch to switch this up. So like I asked my friends on Twitter, like the Twitter file, I did like a survey. I came up with like three names. I can't remember the other two, but people were like, yo, llcoolblaze, this sounds lit. So I switched it from there from the Just Blaze MIA to llcoolblaze,
Wow.
and that was a vibe.
Wow, that's crazy to
Yeah,
know. Your barber started something, and it got to Cool Blaze. And you've been rocking
yeah.
with this name for how many years now?
It's been a minute. It's been like that. I think that was like what 2013 or something like that. Like when Twitter, like when Instagram, whenever Instagram first opened, like that first week,
Yeah,
that's when
Cool
like
Blaze.
yeah, like I already had the LO Coolblaze on the Twitter, and I was rocking with that. I think I was like what 2012, 2013, something like that. So
That's
it's been a
dope.
minute.
That's dope. So, man, this is cool. A lot of just your past has brought you here. I mean, it was from your mom taking you to see first concert, to your barber calling you Just Blaze, and here you are all these years later, where people are really just pouring into you, and you didn't even know that they were really manifesting something. How was your mom? Was your mom supportive of the whole you taking this journey of being a DJ and getting into the music?
Yeah, I mean, for my mom has been like my number one supporter, right? She's helped me through the ups and the downs, and she's been there when I needed her the most. I think the biggest thing my mom wants from me is just to be happy and to be able to take care of myself, right, and take care of my family. So I think for her, as long as I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm making the money that I need to make, right, in order to support, I have a son now, um, so it's like as long as I'm doing the things that I need to be able to support that, then it'll be fine.
Love it, love it. And now you say you have a son, but you have all these different hats that you wear. How do you find the time?
I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely difficult, right? It's about trying to find the balance, and I try to as much as possible. Like there's sometimes like my son, he plays soccer, and he's really good. There's sometimes where like I'll go to his game, and then I'm leaving him at the game with his mom and going straight to the airport, or I'm landing and going straight to practice. So it's really about just trying to, as much as possible, be there, right?
Absolutely. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's like even sometimes when I'm tired and it's like, I had a gig that I didn't get home till 5 o'clock in the morning, but he has a game at 9. It's like, all right, well, I just gotta do it.
The sacrifice, yeah. I mean, people sometimes think that you have to stop your own dreams to be that, right? Be that dad or be the provider. But no, I'm happy to know that you're still, listen, I'm still doing what I love and still being the best father that I can. And that's really what anyone can ask for, is that you provide and you show that you're at least trying. So that's amazing. That's definitely amazing. Did you come from a big family,
No, not really. I
brothers
mean,
and
yeah.
sisters?
So I'm the oldest of four, so I have three younger sisters. Um, but I really only really grew up with one of them. The other two, they grew up in Philly. Um, but I just want to go back to what you were talking about like stopping your dreams and stuff. That like there's something really important here, and
Yeah,
what I've realized is that I've done it before, right? Where I put my dreams and my goals on hold for not just your kids, right, but for any relationship, right? So even if it's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband and wife. And what I've realized is that you can't do that because at the end of the day, you're not benefiting them or yourself because what will end up happening is that you create animosity, right? And you'll feel like you put your dreams or your goals on hold for this person, and if you would have took that, then you would have been there, you know. So it's like you can't put your dreams or your goals on hold for anybody. And by pursuing your dreams and your goals, you actually become the person you're supposed to be, and then you're actually a better person for that person.
yeah. I agree. I agree. That's a whole conversation in itself, to be honest with you, because this is all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add something, and we're gonna continue on this conversation because it is a good conversation for those that are wanting to pursue a dream and think that they should leave or what it is. So sometimes people don't understand your vision. Can
Right.
you agree? Right?
100%.
So it could be your significant other, it could be family. Sometimes they don't understand the vision. So when you out here getting it and when you out here hustling, sometimes it looks very selfish. All right. But that's because your dreams, and for anyone that is watching, your dreams and your vision is exactly that, your dreams and your vision. And as CoolBlaze is
100%.
mentioning, is a lot of the times that they're not going to understand it until they see it. Right. So that's one side of things. Now I have my wife that likes to, and I do agree, don't get me wrong, is that without the foundation at home as well, everything comes crumbling down. Right. So it is building that trust at home. It is, doing what it is that you're doing when you're out and about, is being the man that you say you are to your wife, to your husband, whatever, or, vice versa. So being that so that you don't lose everything. Because a lot of
Right.
times people go out and chase these dreams and then live a different lifestyle, different life. And that's when everything starts crumbling down and you feel that you couldn't do them both. But you can do them
100%.
both. As long as you set that foundation at home, you built it, it's a sturdy foundation. Your significant other is always going to be there for you. They're always going to believe in you. And if you're in a relationship that maybe you don't think that, it may not be for you ideally, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
for
But I think
sure.
it is a very, very, good conversation for people that I have some people right now that feel like I can't be a dad or I can't be a mom or I can't get married because I have this dream. But I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my second kid right now. And to me, I'm doing things at a higher level than I've ever done it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure for you, it probably sparked something when you became a dad,
No, for sure.
right?
Like that put me into overdrive. You know what I mean? And I want to go back to what you were saying because I feel like that's very important. The problem is that some people use their dreams or their goals as an excuse to be a shitty dad or a shitty husband or a shitty boyfriend, right? Like it's not that you can't do it, but it's like home is priority, right? So you can't like you want to pursue music, all right, do your music thing, but that doesn't mean that you know if your son has this, and you have a chance to make it. You know what I mean? Make it. You know what I mean? Don't say, oh, like it can't be like after every you miss everything, right? Like it's about prioritizing and like scheduling,
Yep.
right? And then it's like some people use the music thing, DJing, touring, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, but you have somebody at home, but you're on the road doing foolishness. Like, of course, it's not gonna work out. right? It's
Yep.
like like it's the lifestyle, especially like in the entertainment world, can become very hectic, right? But it's about creating that foundation at home that it's work, right? And you're there for business, right? Like you're there doing what you need to do to make sure that you're taking care of us at home, right?
Yeah.
It's not just out here acting like you're single, carrying out, doing foolishness. It's like
Hmm.
make sure you're actually doing what you need to do. And I feel like look at people say, what's this girl, LeBron James' wife, right? Like they've been together since high school, and they're like, yeah, like they're saying. I saw a meme is like, yeah, people talk about LeBron James' wife, but he's never embarrassed her once. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know the personal stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's never been in the news that I've seen it, right?
Yeah,
So
and
it's
somebody
like,
at that high caliber. I agree. I actually seen something like that yesterday. Somebody at that high caliber that I'm pretty sure is being watched 24/7. You are right. You know what I'm saying? It's look where that dude's at and still respecting home at the end of the day. Like
exactly,
being put in a lot of situations and just really shows a lot of the strength that you have, as an individual. And for you guys that may be in that same boat that you have as an individual to say, listen, I'm doing what I love, but I'm also providing for my family. I never forget my family. So that's cool, man. I'm happy to know that you don't forget home because a lot of people, a lot of especially men, right, of color, for some apparent reason, they tend to forget home a lot of the times.
yeah,
And they tend to forget that at the end of the day, they're fathers. They brought human beings into this world, and you got to continue to just provide for them. So
for
that's
sure,
dope,
for sure.
man. So, what are some of the things that you've experienced in your life that were just very mind blowing to you that you didn't expect, but due to you being consistent at your craft, you've been able to bring to life?
Um, I think it's really so like I have some of those moments sometimes when I'm certain places DJing. It's like I look out at the crowd, I'm like, wow, like was it maybe like the year before the pandemic, I had the opportunity to go DJ in London for the carnival. So like I was on the road, and it's a lot of people. Like London Carnival is insane, and so like when I'm DJing, I'm kind of nervous because blah blah blah. But then I look out, and there's literally like 50,000 people on the road in front of me. Like we get to like a junction. There's like
Wow.
two roads are meeting, and like I look this way, it's probably like 25,000 people. I look this way, like probably 25,000 people, and maybe like another 10 in front of the truck. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean? It's like those kind of moments. It's like look where I am, and
Yeah.
and and it's times too. Is like especially with DJing and the traveling. It's like they try to bring you in the day of, and you fly out first thing in the morning, right? So you don't really get to experience the full vibe and take in the places where I'm at. But like those times where I do get like the extra couple of days, and it's like I'm walking around. Like one time, like I was in Iceland. I'm like, how'd I end up here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like it's cool to have those kind of moments.
That's
That's it.
amazing, man. That's some amazing things to know that it was just a vision and you out here
Yeah,
really at the highest level possible.
yeah.
Um,
And then to me, and actually, probably like that's cool, but probably like my best. So 2020, year before the pandemic, 'cause like I said, I'm DJ producer, so like, and my main market is like the soca market, right? So I had this one song that was a very big song for Trinidad Carnival in 2020. And I landed in the airport, and the song was playing on the radio on three different radio stations at the same time.
uh,
And it was like when I was there, it's like I was walking the street and like kids would be singing it, like in the parties, like I feel like and like on the road, like Trinidad Carnival is massive too. So it's like same thing, like 40,000 people, 20,000 people on the road. The DJ pool, like how DJs do like the sing out where they stop the music
mhm.
and like the crowd sing, like and to hear like people singing the song that I was like a part of, like that's crazy.
Wow,
You know what I
man.
mean?
And
So
for
like so
anyone
those, so those
that's
are the kind of
watching,
musics.
if anybody that's watching is not aware of a carnival, because you've mentioned it, can you just let people know what is a carnival in multiple locations?
Yeah, so Carnival comes from a long lineage, right? When the slaves got taken over to Europe, the masters before Lent, right? They would have these celebrations, um, because same thing like Mardi Gras, right? It's right before Lent because you do the 40 days of whatever. So that tradition that was part of the slave history in Europe when we were transferred to the islands. The different islands continued that tradition. So Carnival has evolved from that history to now it's a cultural expression of freedom, right? Going into Lent. Um, a lot of the major carnivals happen for that same historic reason right before Lent. Like it's usually between like February and March. So
Hmm.
Trinidad is that time, Guadeloupe, Martinique is that time, Haiti is that time, Dominica is around that same time. But there's other carnivals that happen throughout the year for people within the diaspora that can't make it back to their different spaces, right? So like Miami Carnival is probably like the last major carnival for the year, and that's in October. And it's really it's about the road and the costumes and the juve, but there's also a lot of auxiliary events that happen around the carnival as well. So it's really in most places it's either like a week or two of full celebration.
Love it. Love it. You on it, man. You on it. He was able to go ahead and explain it. I love it. Some people you ask what a carnival, they probably won't give you the same definition. So
Yeah.
I'm appreciative that you're able to provide those that may were unknown, right? It's just a term that we hear so often, but really don't know the background. So I appreciate you expressing that. Um,
For sure, and I suggest everybody like go experience Carnival at least once, right?
yeah.
If you can't make it to the islands, Miami Carnival is in October. That's Columbus Day weekend. It is an amazing time. A lot of events. Most of the major soca artists and Caribbean artists will be in town. I have a bunch of events myself, so it's really a good time, and it's a different feeling. It's like a very freeing experience,
Love it.
being in the culture.
Love it, yeah, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen the costumes. I love to see the costumes during those times, and it's a freeing event. It's just people coming together to just have a good old time. There is no discrimination, there is no hate. It's like we're here to just enjoy each other. Enjoy good music, enjoy the costumes, enjoy the food. Right? Can't forget the
Yeah,
food.
yeah, food, yeah,
Can't
for,
forget the
for
food.
sure.
But yeah, just really really good vibe. Um, so it seems you've had a lot of success, man. But I know through every success story, there has to be something that you may have encountered, whether it's entrepreneurship or life. Is there anything that you felt could have hindered where you are today, that you've had to overcome?
I mean, yeah, that's what we were talking about, before we started. It's like everybody, especially on Instagram, they just see like all the good. It's like the highlight reel, right? But
Mhm.
they don't see the struggle. It's times where I've been to places like so when first starting out. There's times where I knew that I had to be in certain places, and I land. I didn't know where I was sleeping. I just tried to figure it out. Like the
Wow.
first time I went to Trinidad for Carnival, I had zero bookings, right? But I just knew that I needed to be there, and I slept on somebody's couch. You know what I mean? Like I slept on somebody's couch. Um, I had zero bookings. I went on my own dime. And I just tried to figure it out. You know what I mean? There's been times for like writing camps in like other countries where it's like I land, I'm sleeping on somebody's couch. I don't have no money, so I grab like a loaf of bread, some peanut butter jelly, and I eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches for a week, right? But it's to be in the rooms and make those connections, and it's like from doing those things, going through the struggle, it's like you have to put in the work. Like it's like nothing is handed to you, right? So you have to put in the work, and as long as you stay focused and you know that you're doing it for the right things and for the right reasons, it's really just a matter of time, right? It's like if you actually have the talent and the skills, it's really just about the work ethic because it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Mm, that was good. That was good, man. No, that's really amazing, and because people, I feel, and I say this all the time, just jokingly but very seriously, is that we're in a place now that people think everything needs to be like Amazon, right? Like that next day, right? Happening as soon as, but there's just so much work that really has to happen. There is a lot of patience that has to happen. There's a lot of sacrificing that has to happen. Um, you know, there's just so much to learn because a lot of times we want something, but if it's given to you at that moment, can you really sustain it? Because
Right.
one thing is getting it, the next thing is actually being able to upkeep it. Do you agree?
No, 100%, hundred
Right?
percent. You know, and you see it often, right? Is because people get to where they think that they've made it, and then in 6 months they're nowhere to be found, right? Because they either let the success go to their head, like they got cocky, right, or they just get complacent and lazy and don't want to keep on putting in the work, right? It's like what what it took to get you there. Like people stop doing what it took to get them there. Like people stop doing that, right? So if you were, so let's say like as a DJ, right? If you were putting out a mix every month and you're going out and networking and blah blah blah, once you get to that spot, you still got to do that, right? You still have to put in the work. You still have to make the mixes. You still have to go network because it's like really a lot of things, especially like in the creative world, it's out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? There's some DJs that sorry, there's some DJs that I grew up listening to that I can't even remember the last time I saw them play or heard their name in a party. You know what I mean? And it's like amazing guys, but it's like if you don't continually put in the work, eventually people will forget about you because there's so much stuff going on.
Mm, that's good. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, man. And I'm happy that you're able to touch on that and really give that insight for those that may want to be a DJ, maybe those that want to be producers, maybe that somebody's just trying to get to the entertainment business. And in the entertainment business, a very cutthroat business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So for those that want to get into it, understanding that there's going to be some sacrifices. Now, through those sacrifices where you're sleeping on couches, you're eating these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, at any moment through those times, did you feel, why am I doing this? I could be doing something else.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been times, right, where it's like I remember one time I was in New York and an artist that I wanted to link up had hit me up was like, yo, I see like I reached out to him and I was like, yeah, I'm in town, blah blah. Like, let's link up with the studio. Yeah, sure, no problem. Where are you? Where he was like literally like 2 hours away from where I was staying, right? So like I had to catch like multiple trains, multiple buses, and I think I had to catch like an Uber to go link up with him. And then by the time I got there, like he was just no call, like no answer. So it's like, all right, I just spent like half a day, you know what I'm saying, like a couple hours trying to get to where you
Yeah.
were, and then now you just blink me, right? So at that time it's like nighttime. I'm like on a street corner somewhere in New York. I have no idea where I am. I have no
Wow.
idea where I am, and then it's like, why am I here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy,
But
man. And
but it's like for one of those times, it'll be another time where it's like, okay, I make the sacrifice when I'm tired and I show up. When I really just want to be in my bed or just be home relaxing with my son, and then something amazing happens, and I meet this artist that's way up there, but like he just likes my vibe, and we end up doing something. You know what I mean? So it's really like even when you have those moments, you can't let it discourage you. Like one of my favorite people to listen to. I've been following this guy for years, Gary Vee.
yeah.
One of the people that I listen to a lot is Gary Vee, and he says, you don't let the bad go. Listen, you don't let the bad go to your head. Or you don't let the bad go to your heart and the good go to your head. Right. So it's like with whether it turns out good or bad, you just kind of stay indifferent and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Because as long as you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then things will work out in the end.
Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree. I think some of those moments that I'm pretty sure you've experienced it, especially at 2 hour drive or a train ride there and 2 hours back, that was really time for you to do a lot of reflecting. That was a lot of it was a lesson learned, right? A lot of time we're so quick to jump to something, but is it really for us? Like when you're in those situations that just doesn't seem ideal, or why am I doing this? There has to be a lesson somewhere. And it's really
No, for
thinking
sure.
about what that lesson is so that it doesn't happen again. And any mistake that you make, it's something that you have to just, any failure, any loss, it's what do you take out of this that you can now implement it for good. And I think that's what people forget sometimes to remember is that, hey, listen, this may have happened, but it's not the end all be all. You still
No, for
breathing.
sure.
You know what I mean?
100%. Every thing in life brings you, a lesson, whether it's what to do or what not to do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I love this, man. A good conversation. Someone that says he was a little nervous, but you're doing amazing right now. You're doing amazing. All right, so we did speak about the success story. You told me about all the places you've been able to travel. What would you say has been, if you could remember one big challenge that you've had to face, that to this day still plays back in mind? Was there any big challenge that you've encountered?
I mean, it really just depends on the day. Every day comes with its own challenges, to be honest. It's been like so like I said, like my company, like one of the companies that I'm part of, we do festivals all over the place. Like I remember there was one time for Miami Carnival actually, right? That our biggest festival on the night on that weekend was on the Saturday night, right? It's called Viva the Carnival. So it was one year that it was actually a hurricane came through and destroyed the venue, right? The week of. So this is like 6 months of planning. Hurricane comes through, destroys the venue. We have to move venues that week, right? And then the next venue that we had to come in and do a whole bunch of construction. So we like brought in sand trucks and like leveled off the place and did all this stuff to make it usable for what we needed to do. And then that Thursday or Friday, it literally rained all day, right? It, like destroyed the area. So for Carnival, if you guys have seen, there's trucks on the road, right? So for our event, we usually use a truck for the music. Um, so our event starts at 9. At 8 o'clock, the truck shows up and says that they don't want to go inside the venue because they're afraid that they might not be able to get out. So imagine 8 o'clock at night on a night when there's literally like 70 other events going on. Everybody's totally booked out for music. We have like 5,000 people coming and we have no music with an hour
Sheesh.
with an hour to start the party.
Yeah.
So this is like we're this at this time we're like out west, like in the ranches. So I jump in my car and I drive to FIU where like all the trucks are waiting to go on Carnival Road the next day. I talked to like 5 trucks. Nobody wants to move because there's literally just the guy there to watch the truck. All the sound engineers are sleeping because they have Carnival the next day and getting rest because they had Juve that morning and blah blah blah. So that didn't work. I had one of my friends that was like DJing a wedding, right? So he had like a small setup. He came and set up like 2 little speakers, right? And mind you, 5,000 people coming. Then had to come get like it was another party that like was ending at 9. So I was like, yo, like I need your help. So like they packed up their sound from that party and brought it over. That didn't reach until like 11, right? So party starts at 9. 11 o'clock, we're still stringing up sound, and then eventually it got up to where it needed. We didn't have the truck, which was supposed to be our stage, so we had the DJs like in a little tent to the side, right? But it's a cooler effect, so that kind of saved us, right? Because people just come lit, like they got their own drinks, they're their own bartender, so they're coming to have fun. All that happens, the party's going on, blah blah blah. I'm outside dealing with another issue, and then I see a helicopter fly by. At that time, I just look up, I just sit down on the side of like I don't know what else to do. like what else can you do? Like found a new venue in 2 days, found sound in an hour, did all this, and now we're about to get shut down. But
Mm.
that, yeah, but the helicopter was actually for another event that happened. That was happening.
Oh, good,
That
good.
was happening like a mile down. Like something happened like at another party. But it was just like at that time I was like, wow, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then people are leaving. Like I didn't even go to the party. Like I didn't have time to actually go into the party. But then people were like, yo, best party ever. And
Wow. All that work, man. I'm happy they at least
I was like,
I'm pretty sure it was so fulfilling, right?
yeah, I mean, but people, like I said, people think that it's easy,
Yeah.
right? But
It's because they don't know the
it's
backstory. They
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
they
someone
do.
else is doing on the back end, man.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
People
it's
want
very
it.
stressful.
People want it until they actually have to do the work.
No, for sure, for sure. Like, like people think that it's a cakewalk, but it's really not. Like the other day, I was at an event and I was DJing, and somebody just kept on asking like, "Oh, can you play this? Can you play this? Can you play this?" I was like, "All right." So like, I stopped playing and handed them the aux. First two songs, everybody's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." By the third song, they're like, "Yo, what's happening? Like, what's wait? You're not DJing no more? Like, how do we go from this to this? Like, what? Wait, like, 15 minutes later, like they're like begging me, like, "Yo, can you please go back? Like, what? Like, what are they doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, but people, everybody thinks that everybody else's job is easy,
Yeah.
right? It's like the cameraman thinks that the interviewer guy's job is easy, right? And the interviewer thinks that the cameraman's job is easy, right? Until you actually have to do it,
Yep.
right? The party people think that the DJ's job is easy, right? You just play some songs, but no, it's not just about playing songs. It's like an art, right? You have to understand that this song goes with this song, or this vibe
Yep.
goes with this vibe,
Yep.
right?
The blends. It's so funny. My sometimes I go and MC weddings,
Yes,
and people come and ask me or the DJ, "Hey, can you play this song?" And the DJ, he's the funniest person because he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and will never play it. But
facts. I
it's
do
like,
all the time.
listen, I got a whole setup. Like I've spent hours putting these mixes together, understanding the blends, understanding what goes where. I have, sometimes I have to stick to the script. You know what I mean? So it's always,
Not for
to
sure.
hear you say it as well. 'Cause I would never understand, like, yo, just play the song they're asking for, but it doesn't work like that. So
It really doesn't.
stop asking people at the clubs or at these events to play a song. All right, they
For
got their
real.
own. They
For
know what
real.
they're doing.
It's like, do I bother you at your job? Like, 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 no, leave me
That's
alone.
funny. No, no, that's cool. That's cool. And really good thing to bring up because I've seen it, and I think people don't, like you said, they think it's easy, but give them the aux cord, and they're not turning up the way that you're turning up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, that's cool, man. Is there anything that you have that you're wanting to see manifest that you want to speak into existence, so that we can always come back to this episode and say he said it right here first?
um, for me, it's really just about. To be honest, it's like I tell people this all the time. It's like if I was to win the lottery tomorrow, like most people are like, oh, if I win the lottery tomorrow, I'm doing this and I'm leaving, blah blah. Like I'd still be doing exactly what I'm doing. I'd just be doing it at a bigger level, right? So
Mm,
it's really about everything I'm doing now. Is like just look out for the next level.
love it, love it. And then to respect the time, we're 43 minutes in. One last question: what is that know your worth moment that you know, like, yo, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. This is me. This is my passion.
Um, I think that actually happened it's happened a couple of times. And it's usually like when people like book me to play somewhere, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like last one, somebody actually reached out to me to play in Paris. And I was like, that's pretty damn cool. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I think I will.
absolutely.
You know what I
Especially when
mean?
they're gonna pay for it. Why not?
E-
You
e-
traveling on
e-
somebody else's dime, doing what I
exactly,
love. Let's
exactly,
go.
exactly.
That's cool, man. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. Everything that you dropped for those that are listening. I mean, kind of show the sacrifices of being an international DJ. That title doesn't, and to hear some of these locations, man, you see international DJ, and then some people can easily put that, but when to hear the stories and the places that you've been able to travel, phenomenal, bro. And I
I
hope that you
appreciate
continue
that.
to travel the world doing what you love on somebody. I always love to say, travel the world doing what you love on somebody else's money,
Yeah,
right? That's
facts,
the most
facts,
amazing thing. But
facts.
it didn't come without some sacrifices, as you mentioned, where you had to put up your own money, where you had to go sleep on couches, and now you can actually sleep in hotel rooms and eat some good food, and
Facts, facts.
and really be booked. So it went from him going places and not being booked, but just learning from others, just kind of being in the mix. I'm pretty sure you've also been in a situation where someone didn't show up and you happen to be there, right? Sometimes you
Yeah,
got to show up because you don't know when is your moment. You spoke about that a little earlier. You dropped a
facts.
lot of gems. I don't know if you know, but you dropped a lot of good gems throughout this episode. So I definitely do appreciate your time, man. Thank you for what you do in the music industry. I'm so excited to see you at the event, being a nominee for the Content Creator Spotlight Award, second annual. I'm pretty sure. Is this your first time ever kind of receiving this kind of acknowledgement?
I had a couple other things, but this is like each one has its own significance,
Special.
his
Yeah.
own, yeah, you know what I mean. And just to see, just to have somebody say like, "Yo, I like what you're doing," you know what I
Yeah.
mean, that always makes you feel good. So I definitely appreciate content creators. I appreciate you for your time. I really appreciate the community. Like the community has been amazing. Like they came out to the first event that I had in my space, and ever since then it's been nothing but love. You know what I mean?
Love it.
So like I really appreciate it.
Love it. Well, I won't take no much of your time, guys. Remember to go ahead and follow him at llcoolblaze if you want to see more of his dope content, if you want to hear some of his music, collab, maybe, right? Want to book him somewhere, you know where to go ahead and actually follow him. Matter of fact, let me put that on the screen since we're still here. Let me go really quick. You guys are still watching. We'll go ahead and put that onto the screen so you can see that. LL Blaze is where you can go ahead and find him. Remember to go ahead and subscribe to any stream that you're watching this. Thank you so much, CoolBlaze. My name has been Ephraim. Remember to go ahead and follow Content Creators EXP on social media. Go get your tickets for the show. Second annual Spotlight Award is going to happen June the 28th. And I don't know if you know CoolBlaze and you guys that are watching, but a proceed of every ticket that is actually purchased is going to two organizations. And it's so excited. They're I think they're both located in Miami. So two nonprofit
Dope, dope.
organizations located in Miami. So make sure that you get your tickets, understanding that we're not just giving back to the content creators, but we're also giving back to organizations that are doing tremendous job in the community. Filling empty rooms is one of them, and I can't remember what the other one. Oh, Young Dreams Co is the other one.
Dope.
So two dope communities. So make sure that you guys go get your tickets. ContentCreatorsEXP.com. My name is Ephraim. This is LL Cool Blaze. It has been a pleasure. We'll see you on
So
the next episode.
I appreciate your time, man.